Are the Labour Party losing control on immigration? Well, migrants are reportedly scamming their way into Britain once again, and this time the Telegraph has revealed that Pakistani migrants are paying up to 50 grand for dodgy visa applications from consultants boasting openly about weak border controls. Well, let's speak now with the immigration and human rights lawyer Harjap Singh Bhangal. Harjap, always a pleasure to have you on the show. The numbers are incredible from Pakistan. It's by far the biggest number of asylum claims now, over 11,000 last year, almost 40% more even than Afghanistan. And aside from these dodgy backroom deals, most of them are coming through the front door on visas, and they're simply never going home. An 80% increase last year alone. I put it to you that we have a huge problem with Pakistan. Is it time to have a moratorium to freeze all applications until we get to the bottom of where the rot is?
Well, this has been happening for quite a while now, even under the previous government. And recently, Keir Starmer has said that he will look at renegotiating visa quotas and deals with Pakistan was one of the countries, Sri Lanka was another one, I think Bangladesh was another one, that he's going to have a look at it because they're aware of the problem. Now, Pakistanis make less than 1%, 1% less than that, 0.4% of small boat crossings. Yet they're in the top category, well, the top country of claiming asylum. And when the Telegraph initiated this investigation, so then obviously they rang myself, and then we helped them navigate through how exactly this was being done. Essentially, it's a lot of people coming on visas, i.e. student visas, or coming as families, as visitors, or under work permits, and then having no intention to return and claiming asylum. Often that involves sometimes changing their religion. So they'll change from, say, Islam to Christianity, even start going to church, claiming to be in a same-sex relationship. That's another popular ground for claiming asylum, just in order to, one, not be sent back, and two, maintain in the system. And also knowing the fact that it takes the Home Office to take about a year to, process these applications. And that is where the problem lies.
Have you had a random call lately from a strange number, maybe trying to sell you something or even scam you? If so, your info could be out there. That's because of data brokers, shady companies that scrape the internet for your personal details and sell them to marketers or even scammers. These days, scammers can even use AI to mimic your friends' voices and trick you into sending money. It's not just annoying. Data brokers often target vulnerable people with high-interest loans or sketchy offers. But there is a solution. Incogni, the sponsor of this video. Incogni contacts data brokers on your behalf and requests your info be deleted from their databases. And because your data can keep popping up, Incogni keeps sending removal requests to make sure it stays gone. They've just launched a new unlimited plan with custom removals. If you find your info on a weird website, just send them the link and their privacy team will work to get it taken down. Getting started is easy. Hit the link in the description, create your account, and let Incogni handle the rest. It's risk-free for 30 days, and you'll get 60% off an annual plan with the code GBNews. Take back control of your data with Incogni.
The fact is, it wouldn't matter if 11,000 people were claiming asylum if you could refuse them the next week and then send them back. However, the returns to Pakistan are not as much as visas being let in, and therefore you have a problem here. Also, the fact that why it takes the Home Office a year to decide a claim, which can be decided in probably half a day. Remember, a lot of these people are people who have used documents, bank statements, and property documents, educational documents, stood in a queue, applied for a visa, waited 4 to 6 to 8 weeks for an application to be decided, then got that visa, got on a plane, got through immigration here, spent a year or 2 years here, and then when their visas are running out, claiming asylum. Now, that does not indicate someone who's in fear of persecution or of their life, or, that they would have troubles, because surely first of all, you wouldn't be able to access all of these documents. We often see people fleeing from Afghanistan, Iraq. They don't have any documents because they don't have time to gather their documents, right? So the other thing is, if you're in trouble, you'd claim asylum at the first port of entry, which would be Heathrow or Gatwick or wherever you'd come. And that isn't the case. You wouldn't wait 2 years and then say, oh, by the way, I had problems back home, just when your visa's running out. So this is a big problem for the government, and they need to sort this out. And that Home Office is broken, and they can't seem to be able to deal with it.
OK, Harjap Singh Bhangal, you paint the picture almost of the perfect scam. You have people coming in from Pakistan who seem to get documents. They get everything they need to get in, and then once in, we hear these stories. You're quite clearly putting scepticism over some of their diocesan conversions to Christianity or homosexuality. And yet it carries on. And the British government reopened the Pakistani Airlines flight route last week. And we still can't return anybody that was taking part in a Pakistani rape gang. I put it to you, Britain is getting nothing out of this deal. It's a terrible deal for Britain.
Well, the fact is, not all Pakistanis come here claim asylum. We have to realise that the majority do go back. There are people with genuine problems. The Ahmadis and Christians do get persecuted in Pakistan. People in same-sex relationships do get persecuted in Muslim countries. There is a lot of evidence of that. However, there is abuse of the system. We can't just sit here and say, well, there's a blanket denial of there's any abuse. There's no abuse going on. The abuse is there. And this is for the Home Office to decide. A competent system should be able to figure out who's genuine and who's not. And if they work out this person's not genuine, they shouldn't be languishing here for 4 or 5 years and be allowed to stay here and allowed to work under the Home Office system. They should be dealt with under a fast-track system. The only silver lining to this is that this current government, the Labour government, previously, when it was in power, had a fast-track system and used to decide cases like this in 7 days. The Conservatives, when they came in their wisdom, shall we say, and I mean that very sceptically, abandoned the fast-track system. And we now have to wait a year for decisions to come through. If this government can reintroduce a fast-track system, that will be the biggest deterrent. And also work out a returns deal in relation to that, i.e. if you're refused after 7 days, on the 10th day you're back on a plane back home. There is no bigger deterrent than that. We don't need a navy. You don't need to smash the gangs. If you start sending people back and dealing with their claims very quickly instead of waiting years, then that is a big deterrent. And that is not going to happen while the Home Office remains broken for purpose. And, you know, you've got incompetence.
OK, we have to leave it there. Excellent as ever. Thank you very much there. A ray of hope from Harjap Singh Bhangal. So at the moment, it feels like the lunatics have taken over the asylum system. Now, a Home Office spokesperson told GB News this: we all want to end dangerous small boat crossings, which fuel organised criminal activity, put vulnerable lives at risk and undermine the security of our borders. Now,